No, you're not sweating. It is 5:46. I'm Danny Bonaduce. This is KZOK. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Wicked smart.
I like your dog. I like your dog very much. She's got a dog. By the way, compliment her dog.
Hey, nice dog. Look
I
at
shouldn't do it to you. Compliment my dog.
Hey, nice dog there, Danny.
See?
Well, let me try again. Sarah, that's a great dog you got there.
See,
Ooh,
boo-boo it right
even
there.
better.
Put an eye out. With
Boston Terrier T-shirt.
It's a very, very cute doggy on your T-shirt. And it says, because I didn't read it, says Wicked Smart.
It says I'm wicked smart.
That's very clever. I like it. How are you there, Paul?
Good, thank you.
Kids, how you doing?
Lovely.
Awesome.
Good. Glad to hear it. So the reason I say, no, you're not sweating is because that's how my day started. I may have mentioned this guy before. There's a guy, I want to say 80 because he looks 80, but I live on a big hill, and I just don't feel that 80-year-olds are climbing up my hill.
Yeah.
But there's a guy who looks to be 80. So if he's not 80, I don't know the difference, really, because if you look 80, you shouldn't be climbing my hill. And if you are 80, you shouldn't be climbing my hill.
Yeah, if you're 45 and you look 80, you really shouldn't be climbing your hill.
Don't climb anything. So I've seen him a couple times at different times, and the last 2, maybe even 3 times I've seen him, sometimes right in front of my house, even looking at the free library, and sometimes across the street. But either way, he's going up my street. And like I said, it's really steep, and he's got a 3 or maybe 4-pronged cane. And he's going up this giant, crazy hill with a cane. So I muttered some stuff to him the other day, and nothing. I don't know if he heard me or whatever. So this morning, he's across the street. He's not on my side of the street today. He's across the street. So I get out to my side of the street, and I say loudly, "You're an inspiration." And he looks under his arm, because he thinks I've said you have some perspiration or something. I mean, I can't really entirely figure why he looked under his armpit, but you're an inspiration, huh? Doesn't that look like he thinks I told him he was sweating? Yeah, I feel bad about that. So I want him to know that he's an inspiration, and I could catch him if I wanted to. He's an 80-year-old looking guy with a cane. I could catch him.
And did you?
No, he's across the street.
That's not the Danny we know.
Well, yeah, it is, because he's not blind and middle of the day.
Yeah.
He's by himself at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, you don't want to frighten him. He'll have a heart attack.
I've told you, I've frightened 2 or 3 ladies down here in the garage, and I feel like in some way bad, even though I didn't do anything. I parked my car. I'm walking to work, but you can see him. And one lady, I met her. I told you this. She was down there. She had a cute little dog. It was 5 o'clock in the morning, adorable little dog. And I stood about 50 feet away, which is where I was when I saw the dog. Now, I want to talk to the dog. I want to kiss the dog. I want to love the dog.
Sure.
Because the dog's real cute. But it's an underground garage with room for 1,000 cars and 3 cars actually there. It's a ghost town. It's a scary proposition as it is.
Right.
And so her dog is not, unless she's mistaken, she doesn't think that dog's going to defend her. There's that dog.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to cut the mustard on defending her. So I stood there, and she looked at me. I said, "Hey." She looked tentative and stuff. Like, sure enough, I was going to scare this lady. And I said, "Yeah, my name's Danny. I work up there. I like your dog." And everything was cool, right? About a month later, she's down there again. But this time it's around 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm leaving. And I said, "Hey." She said, "Hey." I said, "Remember me?" And she said, like that. And I'm a memorable character. I'm noisy.
Yeah, you are.
I wear bright colors,
Sure.
So I said, yeah, remember, I saw you at 5 o'clock in the morning. I didn't want to sneak up on you because I didn't want to scare you. And I just wanted to say hi to your dog. She goes, "I've never been here before." It's like, then why are you here now? I mean, how is that possible that's happening? You're a blonde lady with a dog that I want to say hi to, and you're not the same blonde lady with the dog. It's almost the same parking spot. It's just 4 or 5 hours later. So
Awkward.
it was awkward. So I'm going to do something today. I'll throw it out there to you. And the only reason I would seek your approval is if you disapproved. If you both said, "No, don't."
Okay.
Then I probably wouldn't. But if you said, "Fine," I know it to be fine, or I wouldn't want to do it. Here we go. On the news this morning, they told me that it's another hot streak in a row or whatever, heat wave, whatever we're having. And they said, you should check on your elderly neighbors. Well, I have elderly neighbors on both sides. One's real fine, good-looking guy, silver fox with the gray hair, English accent, but he's no kid, and none of the houses have air conditioning in my neighborhood. And the guy on the other side, the guy and the girl on the other side are 100.
Okay.
I keep expecting, like the other day there was an ambulance in front of me, I just assumed dead. You know, they're literally, they're as old as my mom.
Yeah.
And not doing quite as well, at least the lady isn't. But here's the thing on knocking on the neighborhood. Hey, just wanted to say, hey, I'll ask your opinion about that. Do I want to say I'm checking on you because you're old and stupid?
I think it's okay to reference the weather and just, hey, it's getting really hot. It's hot in our house. Just wanted to check on you guys.
Okay.
See if you needed anything.
Okay.
That's the word. You need to say, just wanted to make sure, see if you needed anything.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
Scared
maybe
me.
they are too old to get out of the house. Maybe they do need some cold water.
Yeah, no, that's part of what it was, I think. Yeah. Okay, that's not bad. I'll see. Can I get you anything? Although let's remember, I'm 2 years shy of 60. Why don't you send your kids to get me something?
Because
See,
their
that's
kids
the-
are your age.
That's the downside is they might actually ask you to care and do something for them.
Well, it's one further step from going over there and saying,
Yeah.
hey, how do you do? But here's my problem with this. The one couple is really old, not kidding around old. I have knocked on their doors on a couple of different occasions. This neighborhood I'm in, it's like from the devil. They give presents to each other on Christmas. Everybody walks around, present wrapped with cards, man.
That's nice.
Made me feel bad for 3 years till I got on. But when you knock on their door, you hear shuffling and moving and maybe a little bit of moaning, and I'm not sure. And it takes a couple of minutes for anybody to get to the door. So if the heat hasn't hurt them in some way already, aren't I going to injure them by making them get up out of their Barker
oh, yeah,
lounger?
you're killing your neighbors.
I'm killing my neighbors, right? By
You're a
making them
murderer.
come to the door?
You're a murderer.
I don't want to murder anybody. They've never been anything but kind to me. Although I could buy their house and tear it down because it's right in my friggin' way. But that's, that's not the spirit of the thing, Paul. I don't know why you got so mean and horrible all of a sudden. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go by and check on my neighbors and see if they're cool. And then finally, I've been real active with my son. It's really kind of fun. There's
Yeah, bet.
there's always something to say I did. Saw Mamma Mia yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. Spoiler alert, they sing
It looks like they do.
a lot.
Yeah.
And it's funny because real musicals are before my time where people just be saying, you look great this morning, Sarah. And when she looks great, she is great. And I like to skate. When Sarah looked at me, it's like the great Esther Williams would just dive off stuff. In the middle of a conversation, she would dive off something into a thing of water 60 feet below. Old musicals are crazy.
Yeah.
It's an old musical.
Oh.
Yeah.
It always bothers me that like a group of people meet one another on the street they've never met before and they all know the words to the same song.
Oh, you're out of your mind. They're all wearing the same outfits.
Yeah, right.
And
They know
sing
the
the same
dance.
songs. And by the way, a couple meet on the street. It's 100 people and they meet on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So like I said, spoiler, they sing.
News is brought to you by Car Pros Renting Kia. Kent police have arrested 3 people since the officer died Sunday after being hit by a patrol car during a pursuit. There was a press conference yesterday afternoon by the police department. They said those 2 outstanding suspects, the driver and one of the other passengers, have been taken into custody. So we knew 2 people fled the scene, 1 person had been arrested, and now all 3 are in custody, and they are teenagers. 2 17-year-olds and a 16-year-old were arraigned in juvenile court yesterday. The 16-year-old suspect is facing a felony second-degree murder charge. The other teens charged with possession of a firearm and discharge of a firearm. Now, those who would like to make a donation to support the family, you can, starting today through U.S. bank branches, and a memorial service is set for July 31st. There will be a community vigil taking place tomorrow at 7 at the Town Square Plaza in downtown Kent.
Yikes. This kid's studying for his SATs and kills a policeman. Everything,
That's
that's
not
it.
going well.
Everything's different, man.
Yeah.
Everything's upside down. You ruined everything with it. I feel so, in a way, so bad. I mean, certainly an officer is dead and somebody needs to pay. But it happens so fast. You know, your foot goes onto that gas pedal in an instant. You just think, I want to get away. You don't think I'm going to hurt anybody, but you did, man.
Right.
You're going to learn to live with it.
But why did you have a gun and why were you firing a gun?
Yeah, the whole thing. I didn't, because I also didn't know that they got up and ran out of that wreck that was their car.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I thought they were arrested on the scene.
A paraglider was killed after losing control of his glider and crashing into a highway near Chelan. State troopers and medics responded to the scene on Highway 97, just 2 miles east of Chelan. After receiving reports of this crash, the 40-year-old man who was operating the paraglider did not survive.
Jeez, that's got to be really rare because your parachute is what you're riding on. You know, something has to go so wrong for that wing to, I don't know, bend out of control, do something like that. I saw a bunch of those guys on my way to Yakima. There were people flying those things
really?
out there. Yeah, and they look all beautiful, but there's nothing much holding them up in the air. And the reason you die paragliding is because you're paragliding.
Yeah, I see them all the time up near Issaquah, and you'd think there's a big open field for them to land in, but everything around that is trees.
Yeah.
And I just, they're much better at it than I would be, I think, because steering that thing seems difficult.
It's funny for the two of you to talk this way because you've both jumped out of airplanes.
Right.
That doesn't always end well either.
No, you're right. And that was scary, and I hated it.
Yeah.
And more bad news in the news. At least 50 people are dead after twin forest fires ripped through seaside Greece. More than 100 have been injured, and the Spanish government sent 2 amphibious planes to help battle the blazes. The earlier report said even more people have been hospitalized, so this is a situation in flux. But these are twin fires raging on either side of Athens. Cars, farms, forests, all torched. People racing towards beaches, hoping to be rescued by boats. The interior minister for Greece said that these fires are a tragedy of biblical disaster with human losses. More than 700 have been rescued by the Coast Guard.
It seems odd to me because it's mostly brush and kind of nothing in Greece. It's the ocean, some rocks, and then a nice restaurant every now and again. That's what Greece is to me.
Yeah.
And it also seems like people could get out of the way. You know, when you hear the fires in Malibu that I grew up with, almost nobody died ever. But if they did, a couple who couldn't get out was set. But 150 people or whatever it is, it seems kind of insane. It just feels like they should have been able to get out of the way.
That there should be time for evacuation, yeah.
Well, and I guess it's also unusual that it's on both sides. That normally, like you said, with those Malibu fires, Malibu's on the right.
Right.
But what if it was on the right and on the left? Then where do you go?
Nowhere to go, yeah.
Yeah, pretty scary. There's a new poll from the Wall Street Journal and NBC News that contains some maybe surprising information for some.
All right.
Donald Trump's approval rating has hit an all-time high of 45%.
Okay, that officially did surprise me. I was sure that was going the other way.
Well, especially after all of the drama of last week with Vladimir Putin and some of his...
Are they not telling us it's up to 45% with monkeys?
Right.
That's who they polled?
Republicans. Donald Trump has an 88% approval rating from Republicans. And
even that to me is shocking, although I know people who love Donald Trump will always love Donald Trump.
Right, but there's not 88% of them.
Right.
Let's see. They said where you have some possible trouble is the president's standing with independents has dropped 7 points to 36%. Independents favor a Democratic-controlled Congress. They say 50% of the respondents approve of Donald Trump's handling of the economy, but only 26% feel the same way about his handling of the U.S. relationship with Russia. So if you break it down, people are not happy about all the Putin stuff that's happening.
But a 45% approval rating, that's shocking to me.
Yeah.
Yep, as I said, quite a surprise.
And it's of no special group. Just we stood outside doors and said, hey, you like Donald Trump or not?
Yeah, as I said, this is a Wall Street Journal and NBC poll. It's not a Gallup poll.
Yeah, but I'll believe those guys.
Yeah. What's the other big polling other than Gallup? It's a funny name that Danny always has.
Pew poll?
Yeah, the Pew
poll.
surveys.
Yeah.
Pew pew. How about some potential good news in the news?
We'll see.
Mega Millions. No winner, which means the drawing is up to $493 million.
That's a fair amount of money.
It's a lot of dough. You could probably retire.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, I think so.
The next drawing is tonight. So you your shot at $493 million.
I do.
So let's see. The cash option will wind up being just shy of $300 million.
Okay.
And then tax
then
off
taxes.
that, but you're still doing all right.
So are you going to walk away with 215, 220?
Probably
Yeah.
$1.50.
We're down to $1.50. That's
I would
hardly
say-
worth doing.
I would say probably $1.50.
From 500 million?
Yeah, but remember, the cash option's always less. But the cash option is what 99% of people do,
Yeah.
unless you don't trust yourself to hire a financial advisor and then you just want a weekly payout or monthly payout.
Or you don't trust your financial advisor,
Yeah.
Johnny Depp.
So after you take the payout and then after you pay taxes, I would say about $150 million, and I'm okay with
Yeah,
that.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
So make sure to buy your ticket. As I said, that is a tonight drawing. I bought one for Friday and I bought one for the last Tuesday. As soon as I saw there were no winners, I haven't checked. I could be a millionaire right now.
Good.
Oh, because all you cared about was the top prize.
Yeah.
You don't care. If you win a little
Meh.
paltry $1 million, why check into that?
But as soon as you see there's a winner, like if tomorrow morning I said there's a winner in Washington State, everyone's going to pull over on the side of the road and check their lottery
Right, of
ticket
course,
numbers. But I will check during our next break to make sure, because if I'm a millionaire, I might not be here for
Right.
entertainment.
For $1 million, I'd stay right here. At 500 million,
Yeah.
I have a hard thing with getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning if I
Yeah.
have 500 million.
You might just want to
Lovely.
buy Steve Slayton's time slot.
Well, what I would do is if I didn't want to do it anymore, and I kind of would, to be honest with you. It's
Sure,
just
yeah.
rough to get up, but I would at the very least buy myself out of my contract.
Yeah.
It's not fair to just go, oh, I'm rich now, bye. It seems unfair.
Well, of course, the big news today is all about the heat we are experiencing in Western Washington. In fact, much of the country is experiencing extreme weather conditions. There's massive flooding on the East Coast. There has been an insane amount of rain falling. And of course, the heat. Now, today it is going to be quite warm, but it's even more so in Japan, to the point where many people have died. They said at least 44 people have died in and around Tokyo because it's reaching temperatures of 106 degrees,
Wow.
which is pretty extraordinary for Japan. So as we know, most places in Western Washington, residents don't have air conditioning because it's unusual.
Don't I know it?
They said it's even worse in Japan because they have so many elderly and there's no air conditioning, that a lot of the people dying are the elderly, people who are having issues with their heart or asthma, and they expect these numbers to continue to rise.
Wow. Well, I will go check on them after I check on mine.
Yeah.
You should
My
do that.
new
yeah.
thing.
A Pennsylvania woman in her backyard watching a turtle was shocked to see there was something else in the backyard, not just the turtle. She said, you're awfully big for a turtle. Walked a little bit closer when she realized in Pennsylvania, in her backyard, it's an alligator.
Is she stupid?
Well, when you see something out of place,
Right.
your brain says, oh, that must be a strangely shaped turtle.
And I don't
Sure.
know how many snapping turtles that she has seen, but those are very similar. They have
Yeah.
that big hook thing, and they
Yep.
bite and they hiss,
Yeah.
I mean, and
and they are delicious.
the shape is totally different. But if you were in Pennsylvania, Danny, you and I lived in Philadelphia. If you saw something in your backyard, it'd be weird because you didn't have a yard.
Right.
But you would never think an alligator.
No, that's true. I would never think an alligator.
Unless it looked exactly like an alligator, then I'm going to guess maybe alligator.
No, the point is you're looking right at the alligator, but your mind doesn't wrap around it, and you say turtle.
Yeah.
Because they don't have alligators in Pennsylvania unless they've been illegally dumped, which is what they believe was the case here.
They also don't have manners, but I don't manifest them. So, that guy's got manners in my backyard.
When you're hanging out in Louisiana or Florida and you see an alligator, it's no big deal because they're everywhere.
Sure.
But in Pennsylvania, they say it's actually not illegal to keep as a pet, but it is illegal to let your pet go free because you don't want it anymore.
So, do you think the alligator and the turtle came from the same place?
Turtles are native, which is why,
Right, but it's quite the coincidence.
no, it does seem as though she had just a pond area and was hanging out looking at the turtles because they're cute.
Or somebody dumped both of their
That was
ill-advised pets.
Yeah. That doesn't appear to be the case, but the alligator is going to a...
They interviewed the turtle, and he said, no, I've never met this alligator before.
Well, they're leaving the turtle. They said the alligator can't survive the winter. Turtles can.
Well, the alligator could eat the turtle. Then he'd be fine, right?
It's not that easy.
No.
I've seen it on TV, and it did not go well for either one of them.
The problem is that they don't survive the winter, that it's too cold for alligators.
Too cold.
Yeah. Paul, I don't know if you know this, but in Pennsylvania, it's very common to eat turtle soup. Turtles are everywhere.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They're all just all over the place? And you just
Yeah,
go
but
grab
keep
them
your eye out because sometimes your snapper soup is made of turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They try to
I've
do-
heard that.
It's a big problem they got there.
Yeah.
First, they whack their cocaine with fentanyl, or I don't know, making a lot of this up.
Yeah.
And then they make the snapper soup made out of turkey.
They're
I
all
don't,
about the substitutions.
I don't approve, man. Yeah, like that quarterback.
Yeah, Nick Foles.
Well, almost a sports reference. Look at me.
Another day, another bit of drama surrounding a beach umbrella. Now, you guys remember last week, a woman on the Jersey Shore was at the beach when a rogue umbrella flew by and impaled her foot.
I do remember that.
She had to have somebody come over with bolt cutters, rush her to the hospital because they couldn't actually get it out of her. It had impaled her.
Yeah.
It has happened again.
Really?
This time, Ocean City, Maryland,
Yeah.
somebody left an umbrella unattended and went for a walk on the beach. A sudden gust of wind flew up, impaled a lady in the chest. She was flown to a hospital. They are not updating her condition yet, but it does not appear to be life-threatening.
The bad news is she has an umbrella through her chest.
Yeah.
The good news is she's fully prepared for rain. I think that's important. At my condominium in Hollywood, California, I have like kind of a cool, as much as the HOA people would let me, kind of a cool sitting area. And of course, being Los Angeles gets hot, so I have a big umbrella up there going through my table.
Yeah.
And it went up in the air and over the roof half a dozen times till it finally broke a windshield. And I went, okay, I'm going to kill somebody with this.
Yikes.
I should stop this because those things are dangerous.
Yeah. Well, in the midst of summertime, what do a lot of people go to for their summertime treat? What do you turn to?
31 flavors.
Ice
Oh,
cream.
yeah.
Ice cream. You scream. We all scream for ice cream.
We do.
Unless you are in Scotland, where a big debate is going on. Now, they say here in America, one of the hottest ice cream flavors, unicorn. There's been a big unicorn trend lately. Paul, your kid loves unicorns.
She does, but we've never had a unicorn ice cream. What's
Yeah,
that?
I didn't know it was a flavor.
I think it's like
Tastes
the
like chicken?
Yeah, that's what I would think.
turtle soup. I think it's like the Starbucks unicorn drink. What?
Colors?
Yes, because unicorns. Sorry, kid's not listening, right? Because unicorns aren't real. So what could it taste like?
Anything you want.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So unicorn ice cream big here in the States, but over in Scotland, a big debate is going because one of the big ice cream makers has made something. That's kind of making me get goosebumps. Mayonnaise flavored ice cream. It's made with Hellman's.
I don't fully understand.
Hellman's real mayonnaise ice cream.
I mean,
Really?
I like both things.
Yeah, but that doesn't always make it good.
Right.
So a big Twitter debate, a big social media debate. Some people are horrified. And some people say, well, mayonnaise is awesome.
It's
I can't eat this mayonnaise ice cream. Hey, that wasn't terrible.
that was good.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's mayonnaise flavored, or it's just like made out of mayonnaise
And
they
frozen.
add a different flavor. Like who is it? Tom Brady. He makes the avocado ice cream,
Right.
But then it'll be chocolate flavored.
Right. No, this is mayonnaise flavor
Tastes
made
like
with
mayonnaise.
But it's
Wow.
also sweet. They do add sugar, so it's not
Okay.
just frozen
All
mayonnaise.
right, so it's good, and it tastes like sweet mayonnaise. It smells like Team Spirit. I don't know why, really. And it tastes like mayonnaise.
Yeah, like I said, it's a debate. Some people say it's kind of gross. Some people say it definitely tastes like mayonnaise, just a little sweeter.
I would, I'm not going to turn my nose on it. I'm not going to say no without trying it. I'll try it.
Yeah, I'll try it. I
Yeah.
don't have high hopes.
I kind of do
Yeah?
because I've been turned on to mayonnaise for other things. I dip French fries in it.
Right.
I put it
Yeah.
on my hot dog. There's a very good chance I'm going to like it.
All right, if you are thinking about going on a safari,
Okay.
you're going to be around a lot of wildlife, right?
Mm-hmm.
You probably don't want to be drunk when you do it.
No, that's not true.
Well, if you were, Danny, what might you do?
Shoot the wrong thing.
Well, when you go on safari, you're not shooting things.
Oh.
You're looking at animals.
Oh, try and pet a lion. I'd definitely try and pet a lion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, really? I
Which
was
did
right.
not end so well for one woman named Olga, who thought it would be so funny to pet a lion and grab its fur and give it a good tug.
Yeah, you got to pull the tail a little bit.
Wow.
Isn't that what President Trump's been doing lately, pulling the tail of the lion?
Yeah.
That's what Iran thinks.
They said she probably smelled a little bit, which is something that the lion also didn't like, smelling like vodka. And
Why?
also,
What's the lion drink? Pushy lion?
Lion's more of a gin
Wow.
kind of.
she did walk over to it, pulled its fur. It then clamped down on her and dragged her around like a rag doll. That's the quote.
Is she
Yeah.
dead? Because I want to say awesome, but I don't want to
She-
say it if she's dead.
She is not dead.
Awesome! Dragged her around like a rag doll.
Yeah.
I've seen it with an antelope, and I've seen it with a magician. And it was bitching both times.
It's pretty remarkable. She only sustained injuries to her arm. It did let her go. And now she's asking for $21,000 in compensation, hospital bills, and they said, hell no.
Hell no. We won't go.
She's asking the lions for money?
The
Pretty sure they
safari
don't have
people.
money. Oh, that makes more sense.
But turns out before you go on safari, you do sign a waiver.
Yeah.
So she doesn't
Remember
have a
when we were
leg to
talking
stand
about
on.
jumping out of planes?
Yeah.
And we signed a thing says if you
Right.
die, haha.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually say haha, but it doesn't say we'll give you anything.
Mine said ha
Did it say haha?
Yeah.
When did you jump out of a plane?
ha. It was a long time ago, 20 years ago.
Did I know?
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Wow. Well, congratulations. It's awesome.
Thanks.
He did it with his dad for his birthday.
Yeah.
I did know.
Yeah.
Right.
And you might remember that a couple of weeks ago, archaeologists found an unopened sarcophagus, and people were warning them, don't open it. This is going to unleash a plague of locusts, and everyone's going to be cursed. And then they opened it, and it was full of,
Poop.
yeah.
Red poop.
Try
Yeah.
I would be the immediate suspect on red poop.
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair. One has nothing to do with the other.
There was a hole in the sarcophagus, and there was a whole lot of red liquid that looked cursed in its own right. And now a petition, a change.org petition, has been signed to allow people to drink the red coffin juice.
What?
Yep.
I am in line. No, wait. Why would you want to do that?
I want to hear why anybody's even thinking about it. Before I drop the gavel and say, of course, not that disgusting, which is what I'm leaning that way.
Sure.
Let me hear what's up.
Well, they think that this could be something that contains the elixir of life. That it could
It
be.
doesn't.
Like it's a fountain of youth?
It contains poop.
It's bone juice.
It's bone juice.
gross.
We all know that bone juice can be gross.
I
Yeah.
certainly hope you are not having breakfast right now, because if you are, we just ruined it for
You aren't anymore.
It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida story of the day.
Yay!
13-year-old boy has been hit with an assault charge after he fired a McDonald's French fry through a straw, hitting a woman in the face. The teenager allegedly used a straw to launch the French fry at a woman's head inside a McDonald's, and that sparked a bust-up between 3 of his friends and 4 young women. The fight then spilled outside.
An actual fight?
A fight. You can't hit someone with a French fry.
No.
No, but you also can't get in a fight with girls.
Why not? But you're 17 and they're 17
Yeah, because they're 17-year-old girls.
or 13.
You cannot. You don't even
No.
have to raise your hand. You've already lost that fight.
Right.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida. How big are the straws in Florida?
That's what
that
I
you
was
stick a
thinking.
French fry in there, shoot it out.
I can't think if it's 7-Eleven or where it is, but somebody has jumbo straws and it drives
7-Eleven.
me crazy
Yeah.
because too much liquid comes through.
Oh, that's those boba places.
Is that what it is?
Where
I
it's
can't
as big
stand
around
that.
as your pinky,
Right.
which is crazy. All this, though, tells me one thing. Somebody, someplace can still get a straw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Man,
Florida.
you're killing me with that.
News brought to you by Car Pros Renting Kia. Music news, entertainment, and sports are still ahead. Paul McCartney did something eye-opening yesterday. We'll tell you what. David Crosby looking for a business partner. It might just be you, especially if you're living here in Western Washington. Good news for fans of Star Trek and all the latest sports news next. Paul McCartney was in England and he was going to Abbey Road Studios.
Neat. Super neat.
Guess how he got there?
What do you mean?
He had to cross the road.
Yo. Yeah.
Yeah,
He did. Why did a Beetle cross the road?
He had to cross the road
in that crosswalk.
In that crosswalk, and it was captured on cell phone video by his daughter Mary, who then posted it on Instagram.
Well, it was captured by everyone. There were barricades and all sorts of
I'm
stuff.
sure, yeah.
Here's the thing. He crossed the wrong way.
He did.
That was weird. What? Those guys are always trying to send messages. How about you do what you mean to say?
What do you mean he crossed the wrong? Oh, okay.
They're all going the same way.
Yeah.
And they're going to Abbey Road.
Right.
I know this because my wife dragged me there. He went the other way, and he's dressed down. He was dressed up really, really fancy. But either way, Paul McCartney crossed Abbey Road. That is good enough for me.
Yeah.
Well, so he wasn't intentionally trying to recreate the scene, or he would have done it correctly. He happened to need to cross the road to get to the other side.
Cool.
But he was wearing something that it almost looked like Birkenstocks. He was wearing some sort of sandals, and he was dressed all casual, but he was going to play a surprise gig in support of his new album, Egypt Station. So he had to cross the road to get to the other side.
Yeah, okay. And he's been doing a lot of secret gigs lately.
Yep.
I told you there's a ghost town with a restaurant that serves eggs 24 hours a day or something like that. And he got up and played like 2 hours at Pappy and Harriet's.
That's awesome.
He's
Yeah.
been doing a whole lot of those, mostly in England. But as I said, all in support of this new album, Egypt Station, which is coming out on September 7th. David Crosby, rock legend, folk rock hero,
Kidney recipient.
stoner icon. He is now looking to get into the licensing side of weed and announced he is looking for a licensing partner. He would like somebody who he can partner with for a cannabis company on either a national or a global scale.
He wants part of your company and money for being famous, is what that means.
He will license his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could make something. He had suggested the Mighty Cross as a brand name. But so say you're somebody here in Western Washington and you want to get in on the deal, what's going to separate you? David Crosby just might be the answer.
Yeah, I think so. But celebrity weed, I think I want to get involved with Snoop.
Yeah.
You
Willie
know,
Nelson.
Willie Nelson, exactly.
Yeah, or who are the two comedians who get high all the time?
Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
All right.
And comedian is a strong word.
Dave's not here, man.
Yeah, comedian's a very strong word.
Clearly, I haven't had enough coffee this morning because who blanks on Cheech and Chong when they're talking about weed?
Me and everything else.
He said, I'm glad that Danny got it because you said those two comedians, and I'm like, two comedians, two comedians. I mean, it could really be any two comedians.
Really good.
As you said, comedian, strong word for sure. Well, I don't know how you reach out to David Crosby, but he is interested. I'm sure you can figure out a way to reach out via social media.
You know how Donald Trump wants his heroes that weren't shot down?
Right, yeah.
I like my business partners with all their internal organs. You tell me you have somebody gave you a kidney, I think, oh, it's going to be rough. You're going to have aches and pains and anti-rejection drugs.
Yeah.
So
He's
you're
the
not-
one that needed the kidney, right?
I think so.
Liver.
I'm gonna go
or-
with you.
I think it was liver.
Liver, kidney, whatever you got.
No, I think
One's
it was liver
delicious.
from alcohol
That's
abuse.
spleen.
Oh, it sounds like liver to me.
So you can't go into business with Paul. He doesn't have all his
That's
body
right.
parts.
I lost my gallbladder. I never found it.
Done. I'm not in business with you.
And we were just about to go into business together.
On
too.
pot, yeah.
It's been 3 years since George Miller's Mad Max Fury Road, racing into theaters, tearing off with a handful of Oscars. You know, normally I'd say, Danny.
No. Yeah.
How
everybody
is it? It
agrees.
had like 6,000% Rotten Tomatoes and then was terrible.
It was terrible.
I love your notion of what a percentage can be.
10,000. 10,000%.
And we got all these sports guys out there giving 110%.
See?
Slackers.
Right.
Where's your 6,000%?
I will agree, though, I was stunned at the Rotten Tomatoes evaluation of, you know, that's what all the reviewers had to say. It was, 90-something percent fresh. And we all said,
Okay,
Well-
can I just say that Paul and I said it way better than that?
Yeah, some of us said
Yeah, and then some of us said,
it's been a while since we've done this. I like it.
I don't think it's your call.
Well, we are the only ones who think that. Everyone else is super excited at this news. Tom Hardy says there will be more.
Wow.
They said, we are waiting on the opportunity and the green light, but there is a plethora of material, and we are all ready to jump on in.
On top of being a terrible movie, Tom was terrible.
Yeah.
I heard all this to do about this guy, and I went and saw it. First of all, he doesn't speak in the whole movie, and that's something that he had to choose to do. He's a pretty big movie star.
Right.
And then when he did speak, I just thought it was bad. I thought it was bad all the way around. Especially that bass player or guitar player that shot fire out his butt or whatever that was.
That was the worst.
Tom Hardy's right, though. There's a plethora of material. They didn't use any dialogue in the first movie.
He's got plenty left over.
Yeah.
Well, some people have said that you kind of want to get started on this because George Miller is 73. So you might want to start doing that soon because movies aren't done overnight.
Right.
Yeah.
Some sad news to report this morning. Duffy Fudge, Nicholas Duffy Fudge, a fisherman who was part of the cast of the reality show Wicked Tuna.
Yeah.
He has died at the age of 28.
Why?
They did not disclose cause of death. We don't know yet, but 28 years old.
He worked on, I think, The Pinwheel, who had a captain I didn't love. But it's a fun show. I have no idea why that guy's dead. Well, I'm sorry about that.
And some good news for fans of Star Trek. Right. Those fans will soon be able to own an alcohol that Captain Jean-Luc Picard himself would put down the Earl Grey for. 10 Forward Vodka, made by Silver Screen Bottling Company, is creating a small batch that is something that they've been doing with the Earth's mesosphere.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They use a high-altitude balloon. They send the vodka up there, and then that way, each bottle of vodka has some space in it. You get it? It's been to outer space.
No. And it just comes back down after the balloon is How do they get it?
No, the balloon takes it right over the Himalayas. They must never release it from some kind of rope or tether. Balloons don't come down where it is you launch them, hence my note I got from Norway one time.
They send it up, and then they pretend to bring it back down, and they just give you some vodka that they made in the back room.
This is all stupid, and I don't trust them now. And I was going to say, because I don't usually care about celebrity endorsers. If something's good, I'll buy it. If it's not. But I would buy, especially booze, but anything cool by Jean-Luc Picard. I think he's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if you would like to get this perhaps for your wife, Danny, Starship Enterprise D, the Next Generation Vodka is available for pre-order for $29.99.
Right, because you got to order it and then they send it into space.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course. That's totally what happens.
Filmmaker James Cameron and Titanic discoverer Robert Ballard are backing a bid by a group of British museums to acquire a collection of almost 6,000 artifacts from the sunken vessel. This campaign announced this morning, aims to raise $20 million to buy the items that have been salvaged, and they want to then put them in museums. So some of the objects are the ship's hull, a bronze cherub decoration from the grand staircase.
That's cool.
They say a lot of these items were recovered slowly but surely over 20 years. And James Cameron, a bit obsessed, and he made that crazy submersible. I don't even know what do you call his
submersibles, right? Yeah, bell. It's a bell
thing. And went down to look at the Titanic an awful lot. So he wants to be part of this. And don't know if you know this about him, but he's got a couple extra dollars.
This guy's made over $1 billion now in the movies. I had the pleasure of using salt and pepper shakers that were really from the Titanic.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
A lady who I worked for, she was a boss of mine, her husband had the diving rights for a certain amount of time, for recovery rights for a certain amount of time, and then he put them all in a bus and drove them around the country, and you can come and visit the mobile museum. But at his house, they had a couple of things, including salt and pepper shakers.
That's neat.
It was kind of neat. It was really exciting.
Let's take a look at sports. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. The Mariners were off yesterday. We got some interleague play starting today. The Giants come to town. First pitch, 7:10. Guess who's back on the mound?
Who?
Big Maple.
Yay!
James Paxton off the DL. Andrew Suarez countering for the San Francisco Giants.
No, I agree.
my opinion.
That is the
Giants.
scouting report.
Yeah.
Official scouting report.
And now taking the mound.
It's a very professional radio program.
Yeah, it is.
Very professional sports report. Tomorrow, the San Jose Earthquakes play the Seattle Sounders. Match time is 7:30. The Seattle Storm are playing the Indiana Fever at 4 o'clock this afternoon. In men's basketball news, Dirk Nowitzki has signed on for a 21st season with the Dallas Mavericks. 1-year deal, and this is the only team he has ever played for.
Wow.
And it would appear the only team he ever will play for.
That's kind of neat because that
Yeah.
almost never happens. You see guys retiring and or they've got a year left and they go back to the team they started with and it's more of a novelty. This guy that's kind of neat.
It's very neat. He seems like a good dude as well. He is, let's see, just turned 40 last month and was signed back in 1998.
Wow.
Just seems like forever ago.
If you ever do see this, you see this with kind of a B or C level talent, but he's been a superstar for a very long time in playing with the same team the whole time.
He earned an NBA title, beating the Miami Heat back in 2011. He's had very many different awards, MVPs, et cetera, et cetera. So $5 million contract, 21st season. He's doing all right.
For 1 year.
For 1 year.
That is not nothing, man.
It's not all good news in the world of sports. In fact, it's very bad news for 12-time Olympic medalist Ryan Lochte.
No way. What the hell was that?
That's Ryan
That's his-
Lochte.
Is that a noise he makes?
Yeah.
Oh.
That guy's an idiot.
I don't understand at all, but all right.
That's his trademark.
Oh, Gia.
So many moons ago, when he was first starting out, he had a bit of a reality show, and then he
Yeah,
had a
what
bunch
would Lochte do or something like that?
Yeah.
and that was his catchphrase. And he started to market it: T-shirts, sunglasses. That was his big claim to fame, other than being an Olympic swimmer.
Right.
And then he got kidnapped. That was his
That
real
was
claim
the
to
thing
fame.
and held at gunpoint.
Yeah.
And now he's been busted for a doping violation. Ryan
I don't think
Lochte,
he's saying that.
14-month ban for his doping violation. Now, to be clear, Ryan Lochte was not using a banned substance. However, he did receive an IV, which is a violation. So say you
You
race.
can't have an IV?
No.
What if you
Unless-
need to be hydrated and they give you a saline bag?
Unless you go to the hospital,
Okay.
you cannot get an IV. So say the three of us are in a marathon,
Yeah.
and halfway through,
Yeah.
That's totally
Yeah,
believable.
any second
we're
now.
competing against each other. And halfway
Sure.
through, Paul's like,
Am I winning? Oh,
"You're
awesome.
winning, Danny. You're running
Yeah.
so fast."
Oh, that's cool.
Halfway through, Paul's like, "Oh man, I'm so dehydrated. Somebody give me a banana bag." And somebody hooks up an IV to him, and all of a sudden he keeps running and he beats you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul cheated.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's not allowed.
I knew Paul would cheat. I knew that.
Yeah, of course.
Of
Paul's a
course.
cheater.
Yeah.
So nothing illegal in there, but you cannot take an IV, which he did.
Super weird, but all right. I mean, I don't kind of care what happens to the guy.
Yeah, boy.
That was actually a great
That's
impression.
not bad at all. Surprised that out of me.
That was good, Danny.
Thank you.
Serena Williams did not win Wimbledon, but is back to playing fantastic tennis. She is a new mother. She is newly married. She married this dude, Alexis Ohanian, who is the co-founder of Reddit. So he's a bazillionaire. I'm pretty sure technically he is a bazillionaire.
Hey, not to be gratuitous, although it's kind of my way. I might be a little bit afraid to be intimate with her.
Why?
Because it looks like she might beat you up. Like something about like the act might hurt you.
She's definitely a strong woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You dated a woman who was like 6'6".
I didn't date her. I knew her for like a
Intimately.
weekend. And no, I could have taken her in a fight. Susie Thunders. I'd have wrestled her right to the
Her
ground.
name was Susie Thunders.
Yeah, she was once married to the drummer of the New York Dolls or the Clash
wow.
or something.
Johnny Thunders, guitarist.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that doesn't
it both
sound
ways.
right. But how many people named Thunders are there?
Right.
So I'm going to have to just go, yeah.
So Alexis Ohanian is married to Serena Williams. They are madly in love. They're a really, really cute couple. And she said to him, "Man, I'm really craving Italian food." He's like, "All right, let's go." Puts her on his airplane, flew her to Italy. so they could have dinner.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is.
How do I find one of them?
Yeah.
You work hard. I don't think it's an accident.
So they posted some pictures to Instagram, loving family time in Italy. What a beautiful night. I'm married to the greatest man ever.
I one time took the Maloof's private jet from Los Angeles, California to Vegas, where we then took their limousine to their hotel. And I got to tell you, that is the biggest shot I ever felt. Like I'm such a private plane, and I'm with the Maloofs. It was bitching.
Yeah, I've never been on a private plane. I'd imagine that's probably a big fantasy.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, if it's not yours, or unless you won the lottery or something. But someone's like, yeah, you craving Italian food? Let's go to Rome.
Yeah, that seems awesome to me.
And we talked a lot about the British Open, that Tiger Woods was golfing really, really well.
Yeah.
Well, so many people were excited that it's the highest final round TV ratings in almost 20 years.
Wow. That, he's all shook up from whether it's the thing with his wife, whatever it is. He's not the same man, and that's a fact. He's had some operations. He's not the same guy. And he starts to get to be the same guy, and then you find out, oh, yeah, when you golf, everybody watches. Okay, now go.
Yeah, I think everybody was a fan, and then this whole scandal with his wife that he had, 10 different mistresses and porn stars, and he was into some weird stuff.
Now we're really fans.
For a lot of people, he dropped out of favor.
Oh.
Not me.
Not Danny.
That
and I.
means a sports guy.
Right.
Cheated on his wife. I forgive you.
But he had all sorts of, health issues, and now does seem to be back, and a lot of people are rooting for him. It's good for the sport
I'm rooting for him.
that he's back, but he didn't win. I don't know what his next competition is, because I don't follow golf all that closely.
I think he's moving down to croquet. So he has a better chance of winning at something.
I love croquet.
That's a fun game.
There is a croquet place in, I think, Green Lake, Danny, right past Green Lake. And I keep meaning to find out if we can go play.
A croquet place?
Yeah.
That's neat because they have those bocce ball courts and a couple other things up there and tennis courts. They're into the recreation up there in Green Lake.
Yeah. I think it's a very specific, like, Green Lake Croquet Club. Is that croquet? It sounds like I'm saying that word funny. It's one of those words where you say it 3 times, all of a sudden you think you're mispronouncing it. I'll look into it because that would be a fun field trip after we go to the Waffle House and the rope swing.
Yeah, you dig into that.
Okay.
Woodland Park, the lawn bowling, bocce, and croquet club in Woodland Park.
Nice. Find, Paul. Take us.
We should go there. Yeah, let's go there after the show.
Right, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Field trip. KZOK and Tito's Handmade Vodka hanging out together tonight before the M's game at Henry's First Avenue Tavern. Yep, Henry's right across from the ballpark. Derek and Tori will be hanging out 5 till 7 tonight on the patio. You guys are all encouraged to join them. They're going to get you ready for a night at the ballpark. You can swing by, meet Derek and Tori, and enjoy tasty cocktails with Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka. That's a look at your sports, brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's discuss 1-800-DUI,
Yes,
shall we? If you get
please.
yourself a DUI, you need a lawyer, and need a good lawyer, need a lawyer who specializes in this stuff. So if you do get that DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. They'll meet you in Seattle, Everett, or Tacoma. And once again, if the unfortunate happens to you and you get a DUI, don't delay. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. You want to go to Seafair? Well, who doesn't? Be here at 7:20 this morning, and that's not very far away. We're going to play a new game. It's called Seafair or Seafair, and you can win a pair of tickets to Seafair.
Nice. We've had a tough week. It's only Tuesday, and there's just been so much bad news in the news. On the bright side, school is out, and a lot of people have been spending time in Disney.
Oh, yeah, that's a big thing. Families go down to Disneyland.
Yep. And, you try to think about the positives. Everybody says Disney is the happiest place on earth.
Well, I think Disney says that, and,
Yeah,
and it's
true.
caught on. But,
Definitely.
I was there as a real live adult not that long ago, and it was fabulous. And, when you say the smile on so-and-so's face is priceless, my wife was beaming. She really had a
Yeah.
great time at Disneyland.
Well, I remember yesterday we were talking about the woman who gave birth in Chick-fil-A and
Sure.
was offered free Chick-fil-A for life. And we had asked, if you were going to have been born somewhere to get something free for life, where would it be? And Danny, your answer was Disney.
It was. I never write these things down.
Yeah, I mean, you just think that that's some place that makes you happy. Yesterday,
It does, though. I mean, I will admit, there's
Yeah.
something about that place and the smell of all the flowers and the flowers that look like Mickey Mouse. It's like a
Yeah.
whole thing, and I like it.
yesterday Trader Joe's was came up on the news, and Paul said, I love Trader Joe's. Like, that's my happy place.
Yeah.
It's such a happy place to shop.
It is.
People are all in. Everybody who works there is in those Hawaiian shirts, Aloha shirts, and everybody's just like got big smiles on their
Yep.
face. Yeah.
But the other thing about shopping at Trader Joe's, why it makes you happy, is because it's not expensive. You go to
Trader
most other-
Joe's isn't expensive. I didn't know that.
Oh, not at all.
For the
Oh.
quality of the product you're getting, yeah, it's a deal.
So I mean, you could find crackers for $2.99 that if you went across the street to Whole Foods would be $6.99.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
why would I
it's
do
a-
that then?
It seems silly, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it sure does.
But I was surprised, when you ask a question like that, like, where's your happy place? What do you find just utterly delightful and happy? I was surprised that Paul was thinking Trader Joe's.
Yeah, it's news to me that Paul would think a grocery store
Yeah, me
as his
too.
happy place. But sure enough,
On Earth, but where else do you find to be a delightful and happy place for you, Danny?
all right, this is pretty specific. There's a spot on the beach in Los Angeles, California, not that far from where I was raised. And I had a small apartment there for a little while. And there's just this spot on the beach where if you look to your left, you can see, in your imagination all the way down to Mexico. There's just nothing in the way of the beach. And to the right, the roller coaster on the Santa Monica Pier. And right in that spot
Nice.
is my happy spot.
Nice. I get it. For me, it's Discovery Park. I love this one particular hike that you go out to that little lighthouse right on the corner on a clear day. You see Mount Rainier, and then you turn the other direction and you can see Crystal or Baker, or sometimes both of them. And I don't know, it just puts you in a good mood.
Yep, I'm
Walking
with
on
you.
the beach here in Washington.
There at that same beach, there's a giant statue of Leif Erikson. And I am not Scandinavian nor Viking, but there's something about I climb up on it every time and take a big selfie with Leif.
You're Viking when you see it, right?
Right,
Everybody's
totally.
a Viking when they see that statue.
Well, you guys listening, where else would you say is your delightful and happy place? Disney says they're the happiest place on earth. Where is it for you? Share your story. Call us right now, 800-252-1025, or text your answer to 90627 now.
I am pleased with this. School's out. Families are going down to Disneyland, having a great time at the happiest place on earth. Now, the question is, where is your delightful and happy place? I like our use of the word delightful. Very specific on that. 1-800-252-1025 or text 90627.
Let's start with Roy in Frederickson.
Hey, Roy.
Hey, sunshine, El Caliente.
What's up, man?
Hey, so my happy spot's a special spot down here in River Road in Puyallup, and it's Saturday night steak night at the Loose Wheel.
You know
Oh,
the loose wheel.
we do know the loose wheel. I have a.
Time to leave me, loose wheel.
That's how the song goes.
That is how that song goes. I'm sure of that. But I have a couple of friends that have played there on stage, playing their guitars and stuff.
Oh,
so
cool.
they kind of love it too.
We had a Danny Bonaduce birthday party there many moons ago.
Is that what it was? Okay, I knew
Yes.
I'd been there for something.
Good times. We are asking about where your happy place is, what gives you happiness and delight, or I should say where. Let's talk to Drama in Renton.
Hey, drama.
Hey, good morning, y'all. So my happy place is right across the street from my house. It's the Renton Fish and Game Club. It's an outdoor range.
An outdoor range. I have not seen those in a long time. Usually they're confined. You go downstairs. It's almost a basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild, an outdoor range. And what do you shoot, drama?
Just a variety, but usually a couple rifles, couple handguns.
Yeah, cool. I know not to offend drama.
Seriously. Mike and Sultan, where's your happy place?
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Sticky Sexy Yavaduchi.
Morning, Mike.
My happy place is actually a combination. First of all, it's the butcher shop right in front of the bacon window, and then my kitchen when I'm home cooking that bacon.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Mike loves his bacon.
And very specific. He does. Mike loves his bacon like drama loves his guns.
Yeah. And for people who haven't met Mike and Sultan, you might be surprised to learn he is a fit dude. You might think with this love of bacon that he was the size of the Goodyear blimp.
But he's all about the protein. All he eats is bacon.
Yeah.
So
No,
He's
I
fit,
too.
would not ascertain what he looks like physically from the fact that he snacks on bacon. But yeah, he's tall and good looking, isn't he?
Of course he is.
Yeah.
All right.
Paul in Buckley, where is your happy place?
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
Sarah, real quick, the boys at the Elkhead wanted me to remind you that they're open for business and they want you to come back by sometime.
Sounds good. You know I will.
My happy and favorite place, and Denny, I don't know if you've been there yet, is our state park called Sunrise, and it is amazing to watch the sun come up on the mountain.
I have not, to the best of my knowledge. I have never been there.
You should. Buckley's nice. It's really pretty, but a bit rural.
But that doesn't get me to the state park. I got to get to Buckley and then turn left.
And then get there in time for the sunrise.
Yeah, that's important.
you got to leave early for that.
Carol on Bonnie Lake, where is your happy place?
My happy place is being in the boat with my husband and dog on Lake Tanwax in Eatonville.
What kind of boat?
17-foot tracker.
Nice. You know what? Because that's a great boat, and I feel your love for your husband and being out there on the boat. Anytime you get bigger than, say, 17 or 22 feet, you start realizing boats, they hold their value.
And where did you say you go, Carol? What lake?
Tanwax?
Tanwax?
Yeah, it's called Tanwax. It's more like Graham than Eatonville.
Right on.
But
Tanwax,
it's
that's
beautiful.
funny.
Lots of wildlife and eagles, and it's peaceful, and we always limit out, too.
Nice.
Very cool.
That sounds fantastic, and we're waiting for our invite. Donald in Puyallup, what's the place that makes you happy?
The Galloping Ghost in Chicago, Illinois. They have 420 classic arcade games and pinball machines.
Well, you can't go wrong with that.
Like $20 to get in. You can stay there all day.
That
Nice.
sounds fun.
Don't we have something like that here, except much smaller?
Yeah, the Pinball Museum.
Pinball
Yeah,
Museum, you pay a
Pinball
certain,
Museum,
I think it was $15, and you can stay there as long as you want.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to stay there barely at all. I wanted to play one game, and that's an expensive one game.
What about Ray calling from Tacoma?
Hey, Ray.
Hey, good morning, Boom Boom and crew.
What's up, man?
It's kind of the opposite of Sunrise or Tanwax, but it's late July on the Columbia River with 5 unlimited hydroplanes ripping down the front stretch at the beginning of the final heat for the Columbia Cup.
Yeah.
In all their
Okay.
glory.
You
That's
tell a
it.
good story.
Yeah.
You really do. I think we should all go now.
Good morning to Rob in Louisville.
Hey, Rob.
Good morning, y'all.
What's up?
Well, my happy place would be sitting in a hot tub up in a log cabin up
Well,
in the
don't
Smoky
do that
Mountains in
in it.
Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
Sitting
It
in a
was
hot tub where?
fantastic. In the Smoky Mountains up outside of Gatlinburg.
That sounds really delightful.
Now, is that a real thing? Do you have a hot
Yes.
tub in the Smoky Mountains?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Do you really have a hot tub in the Smoky Mountains?
Yeah, they got the cabin we rented. They got a
Oh.
jacuzzi inside, hot tub out on the deck,
Nice.
a barbecue
sounds
grill. It was great.
fantastic.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
That sounds like something to do. I had the pleasure of being in the Smoky Mountains. They're an amazing spot on earth.
Kim in Everett, where would you say is your happy place?
Well, right now I'm in bed, and that's my happy place. But I can't help it.
No, you're good.
I enjoy a great Mariners game. I love being down and safe.
Oh, yeah, the ballpark.
On a beautiful day. But Danny, I have a question,
Yes, ma'am.
and it might be a HIPAA thing. I'm not trying, but I want to know how the chess thing turned out. If that's okay to say.
You did talk about a long time ago that they found a little spot.
Oh, is that what you're talking about?
Did you have an X-ray?
Yeah, no, I got a CAT scan, man. I did the whole 9 yards, and they found a little dot. And you find a dot on an ex-chain smoker's lung, then you're going to get my attention. And they said this, you should come back in a year, do that again. So I did, and it's all good. And thank you very much for asking, Kim. I appreciate it.
Kim's probably been waiting for an update, just fearing the worst.
Yeah,
a
no,
dot is scary to see on the
all
lung.
good. Yeah, it was.
X-ray. Aaron in Bellevue, where is your happy place?
Good morning.
Morning.
So there is this one specific spot in the Bay Area It's Yerba Buena Island. It's overlooking San Francisco itself. You can see the ferry building. You could see Coit Tower in the distance. You can see the Golden Gate Bridge, and you hear the waves like crashing on the shores. And it's a beautiful place. I always like to visit there when I'm going to San Francisco.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it sounds like a nice spot. You know what? I'm making a small list of things we have to go and see and do.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them. There's Sunrise Park I definitely want to go to. I don't know about shooting with drama. He makes me a little nervous.
While you go to Sunrise Park, I'll go to Elkhead Brewing.
Done.
All right. Paul, where's your happy place?
Actually, I'm lucky that it's right at my house, the back deck, right off the back of my house. It's where my barbecue is. In the summertime, when the weather's nice like this, my family spends a lot of time out there, eats almost all of our meals outside. It backs up to a wooded area, a little green belt. So
that sounds nice.
It's nice
It
to
does
just
sound
sit
nice.
out there and relax in the evenings.
I saw some pictures on Facebook and thought, wow, wish he'd invite us over.
No, Paul's got to. Well, I hate to say this, but he did. If you remember.
Lots of great texts, too. Jackie and Yelm says Northwest Trek, the wildlife trek out there. Powell's Books in Portland.
Oh, yeah.
Kelly says Oahu is my happy place. I think that could be anybody's happy place.
Yeah, it's a pretty spectacularly happy place.
Lake Chelan any time of year. And somebody says on the back of my horse on any trail.
Nice. Tori, where is your happy place?
The lobby of the Fairmont Hotel downtown Seattle. It is so beautiful, and you can go and have a drink, and there's live piano playing, and I go like around midnight, and it looks like The Shining. It's awesome.
She's right. And
Really?
it is beautiful.
Yeah.
The Fairmont's a great hotel.
Yeah.
And the Fairmont's a great hotel no matter where you put it. There's a Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco that is spectacular and has a tiki bar in the basement.
Wow.
And there's a giant boat in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's
It's the
weird.
craziest place in the world.
Can I give one more that I'll steal from a texter but pretend is mine?
Yeah.
My happy place, of course, is the arms of my wife. The place I'm most happy is anywhere.
Who gets the rest of her body? You just got the arms of your wife.
Derek, where is a place that makes you happy?
It's got to be the zoo. I love checking out the animals. You got the penguins and the meerkats. I've been told I look like a meerkat, so I feel like I
You
connect
do
with
look
them.
like he totally looks like a meerkat.
Tall, skinny,
yeah,
bushy eyebrows. Yeah,
nice.
I think Derek's trying to turn over a new leaf. The fact that he didn't say strip club was
Right,
pretty,
yeah.
pretty shocking.
You know, it's been a
my
while.
bank account hates that place.
Hey, thanks for all your calls and texts, but it is time to play See Fair or Seafair.
Seafair or Seafair.
You can win tickets to Seafair Weekends Festival. Watch the Albert Lee Appliance Cup hydroplane.
Big news brought to you, as always, by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE or go online to goldbergjones.com.
There was a new study released by Wallet Hub, which looked at finances. This Wallet Hub, it's what they typically put their studies out having to do with finances. But what they've done is looked at 62 of the largest U.S. cities based on 56 key indicators of attractiveness and wanted to see where is the best city to live.
To live.
So looking at things from the quality of public schools to life expectancy to job opportunities to property taxes. And the best place to live is Seattle.
Wow, that
Really?
is super cool.
Yeah.
We are the first in the nation for income growth, access to public transportation. Not sure where they were looking.
Yeah, I don't understand. We were just talking about that off the air, that I'm watching these train trestles and things go up, but they're not done yet.
No, and there are so many in progress right now.
Right.
I mean, the grand plan is going to be fantastic for the light rail, but presently not enough negative to impact the fact we are the best city to live in.
No, we're awesome. I like that a lot.
Surprising, what was at number 2? Virginia Beach, Virginia.
I would have bet $1 million against that.
Yeah.
I've never been there. Maybe
Oh,
it's
it's
beautiful.
terrible.
Yeah?
Well, it was 20 years ago, but I was really high, so I don't know.
Austin, Texas at number 3 of
Yeah.
the best city to live in.
I believe that one.
San Francisco, San Diego, Honolulu, Portland came in at number 7.
Not sure how much of this I believe.
Because half of those places no one can afford to live.
Right, and the other half of those places people hate and say they like it because we're like, Honolulu? Nothing good happens in Honolulu.
Except it's on Oahu.
Yeah, except you can't get out of it because the traffic's a 2-hour drive to go 9 miles.
Yeah.
You just walk to the beach.
Okay.
Have a Mai Tai.
All right. Never mind. I've changed. If I can go to the beach, matter of fact, if I can go to a bathroom, a smelly public bathroom, and still have a Mai Tai when I get there, that's my favorite place to live.
There have been a lot of those meal kit companies starting up.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, what's the one that you recently started using?
HelloFresh. We've been doing it for like 3 weeks now. I really like it.
Yeah. I liked it. We did Blue Apron. Well, we did them all. Orange Carrot or whatever the hell that one was.
Purple Carrot.
Yeah. We used them all, and I thought they were all great.
Blue Apron and HelloFresh are the real big ones right now. A lot of competition, and there's someone else getting in the mix, and I don't know that you're going to, I think you're going to find this very unusual.
All right.
Chick-fil-A.
What about them?
They are going to be offering meal kits.
Really?
Really? Danny,
what?
you look perplexed.
Well, I mean, here, let me deliver all your meal kit. Chicken.
Yeah, don't
There.
they do it already?
Yeah.
Chicken strips and chicken sandwiches. Is that their meal kit?
They are going to offer a meal kit that will be just like the other ones, Blue Apron and HelloFresh.
So raw ingredients, not pre-cooked food?
Yep. So they're going to offer the 5 different recipes that are not sold in their restaurants: chicken parmesan, chicken enchiladas, Dijon chicken, pan-roasted chicken, and chicken flatbread.
It's a lot of chicken.
It's going to be chicken-based.
The weird thing about it is it tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
They said they're trying to make these stay true to what they are, which is known for their antibiotic-free chicken. So each kit will serve 2 people and cost $15.89. And that you don't need a subscription. You don't need to have something show up at your house. You can just get it when you want it.
So you can go right into the store?
You'll go to the Chick-fil-A drive-through. You could go in the afternoon and then know that's what you're having for dinner.
I don't know why I don't like it, so I feel bad not liking it because I have no reason to be against it, but something about it rubs me the wrong way.
I feel like if I'm going to fight traffic and then wait in that long drive-through line to go to Chick-fil-A, I just want some Chick-fil-A.
Well, you don't want to go home and cook your own Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, just sat in the drive-through line so that I can go home and cook.
So is what you like about HelloFresh that it shows up at your house?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, I like the idea
Oh,
of
this
meal
doesn't
kits.
show up at your house?
No, you got to go pick it up at
You go
Chick-fil-A.
get it.
Oh, I missed that part. I thought you could pick it up, but I thought it's not. You compare it to those programs. All of those things deliver food to your house.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess $15.89 is less than Blue Apron and HelloFresh showing up at your house, though.
You'd be right.
But you could say go at 11 o'clock in the morning. You're on your way home from doing whatever it is you do at 11 o'clock in the morning. And you stop at Chick-fil-A, you pick this up, and then it's ready to make dinner later.
Never.
No?
I really said that forcefully, but no, you're going through a drive-through window. You don't go through a drive-through window to cook.
I mean,
Who does that?
maybe if you are going for lunch there and then you happen to pick up the enchilada kit for dinner. Sure.
So you have the chicken for lunch,
Yeah.
and then, you have the chicken for dinner.
But I can see
I
somebody.
don't know how much that's going to fly.
I can see somebody like Derek doing this who doesn't know how to cook, I'm assuming. And
Yeah, you are.
well, because all he does is eat fast food.
He doesn't remember. I gave him a dozen eggs, and he says, "Man, I'm going to have to get a pan."
That's right.
Which I
didn't-
did.
He didn't own a single pan.
You had to
But
get a
so
pen, man.
Derek, who's on a budget, but maybe wants to impress a Crystal or Brandy,
Yeah,
invites her over and has the Chick-fil-A.
No, if you want to impress Brandy, you put the chicken in her underwear.
That's right.
Pretty sure
don't
even
be
a stripper
crazy.
needs to eat.
Yeah, and you can cook that chicken.
Earlier, Danny, you were complaining that you can't get straws anymore.
I am complaining about that.
I went
But I
out-
don't want to be the big, bad, terrible person and use the straws that are apparently causing the end of the earth.
Yeah.
I'll take the biodegradable. I'll take something else. I'll take reusable, whatever you got. I just need straw. My teeth hurt with ice. When ice hits my teeth, ow.
I
That's
went
exactly
to,
how I asked for a straw in a restaurant. I say, lady, well, my teeth hit the ice, ow.
But do you use the paper one? That's what they bring you now, right? The paper straw?
First of all, they don't bring you anything. You have to ask. And then when
Right.
you ask, sometimes they'll bring you plastic and sometimes they'll bring you paper.
Vaughn's 1000 Spirits. I went there on Friday night and I ordered a margarita and I was so excited and there was no straw.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. No straws. And it was absolutely delicious. I realized you don't need a straw to drink
Oh,
a
no, you're
margarita.
wrong.
That's just stupid.
You don't need a straw.
But Paul's right there. They're going to offer you paper.
Yeah, those are terrible.
Or they're trying to make more eco-friendly things. Scientists at Georgia's Institute of Technology have developed a new material that they are hoping will replace plastic. So no more plastic packaging, say on your chicken from the supermarket or your steak.
Right.
And soft drink bottles, straws, all that stuff. They can make it from crab shells and tree fiber.
All right. I like it.
It's going to stink.
As long as it doesn't stink.
It's going to stink for sure.
I don't think it's going to stink. I think it's been processed down and they got all the weirdness out of it.
I'm hoping so. It does look like they are able to suspend cellulose and chitin nanofibers, and that those,
well, if they can do that.
Yeah, see?
those would be a replacement. So think about all the crab shells and tree fibers there are out there, and all they have to do is get that cellulose separated, and bam, Bob's your uncle.
But now, is that gooey film covering my steak?
Yes. It's
Oh,
not going to
no.
be gooey, though. It's going to have the same texture.
As what?
Once they
Plastic.
suspend the cellulose and
Yeah.
nanofibers.
Yeah, I don't trust any of this. But I'm all in for saving the planet. I mean, I'd like to be positive that the planet's in jeopardy before I go too far out of my way. But I'm down with saving the planet.
I don't
We're
think
pretty
there's-
sure it's in jeopardy.
See,
I don't
I
think
disagree.
there's any scientist who will say we don't have a problem with plastic in our ocean.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Ask Dr. Danny.
Where is he?
Yeah, we're not.
I'm
We're not calling you that, man. we're not doing it.
I'm not getting that. All right.
Also in big news, Mark David Chapman
Yeah.
is set to be appearing before the parole board the week of August 20th.
For what, the 30th time or something?
10th time.
Same thing.
10th time that
See,
he
I
has
know that
been
because I'm a doctor.
eligible for parole. The previous 9, he has been rejected. Now, he has been working in the prison. He's only allowed out of his cell 3 hours a day. But he works as an administrative clerk. He does take part
He's only
in...
allowed out 3 hours a day?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he went and visited his mom and stuff. Is that the guy that shot Reagan?
Yeah, he spent he might be now living at there and go to the library
and look at porn and murderers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And porn murderers.
Yeah, different guy though.
Mark David Chapman is strictly behind bars, but he does take part in the family reunion program, which allows him conjugal visits with his wife, Gloria. She married him 18 months before the murder and continues to be with him.
Wow.
Each time Mark David Chapman has been up for parole, Yoko Ono sends a letter saying he needs to be locked up for my safety, my children's safety, or his children's safety, but also his own safety. That Lennon Beatles fans
Oh, yeah.
might seek revenge.
I would absolutely punch this guy in the face.
And the Cleveland Bureau of Motor Vehicles, they are very strict, as are most motor vehicle departments. You cannot smile when you take your license photo.
What?
Cannot smile when you take
I
your
knew you
license
couldn't wear
photo.
glasses or a hat. I didn't know you couldn't smile.
No smiling. So in Cleveland, they are taking it to the next level to try to get people to stop smiling.
And what is it, a facial recognition thing?
I believe it's a combination of that, and it makes you look like you're mocking something. Same with your passport photo. You are not allowed to smile for your passport.
You know,
photo.
I don't think I'm really smiling, although I can see my teeth, but it is an extraordinarily good picture.
In Cleveland,
They do that here too. They have a sign up that says "Please do not smile."
Yeah.
You know what I like most about this driver's license picture that I'm looking at right now?
What's that?
It says I'm 5'7". That's awesome, dude. I don't know what I was fooling him that day.
So in Cleveland, to get you not to smile for your license photo, they, right below the camera, have put up pictures of LeBron James.
Oh, that's funny.
And he won't make you smile?
No.
Makes you cry if you're a Cleveland fan because you left for the
Oh,
Lakers.
yeah.
Left again.
Again, can you believe it?
For men, 1-800-DIVORCE or online at goldbergjones.com.
Yep, there is in fact more coming right up at Sarah's Filthy Forecast.
It's Sarah with your filthy forecast. How do you like those melons? Oh, those plump casabas, juicy honeydew. Caress the cantaloupe. It's going to be hot today. Getting your hands on some nice, sweet fruit will help you cool down and enjoy the summer. topless Tuesday for sure. It'll reach around 85 today.
Every time.
Every time.
Maybe Tequila Tuesday too. Lick the nice salty rim.
Wow.
My word.
My goodness.
Mirror image for tomorrow. Whip 'em out Wednesday. Weed whacker Wednesday. I don't know, but enjoy the heat, baby. With the best weather front in Seattle. I'm Sarah.
Yes, she is.
My goodness gracious. Have I told you about the iHeartRadio app? I think I need to let you know. The iHeartRadio app is designed so that you can take KZOK and put it in your pocket and take it anywhere you go, all your favorite music. Let's see. Bring radio to every part of your life. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you need the iHeartRadio app.
News is brought to you by CarPros Renting Kia. A driver is dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound after opening fire at two other vehicles this morning on the Hood Canal Bridge. State troopers and medics responded to the scene about 4 a.m. They had received reports of a shooting on the bridge, which crosses the Hood Canal north of Poulsbo. When they arrived at the scene, they found the shooter dead and bullet holes in two other vehicles.
Jeez.
The preliminary investigation found that 3 vehicles were stopped on the bridge. At some point, the driver of the middle vehicle opened fire at the vehicles ahead of him and then behind him. He then turned the gun on himself. According to Washington State Patrol, quote, "We have no idea yet what led to this incident."
This incident is not responsible. Something was happening before he left the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, you don't just get so mad. For example, I got in a little dust up with the guy the other day I was talking about it. Somebody cut somebody else off and we yelled at each other. But nobody, we barely even raised our voices to each other. This guy, something was happening to this guy.
And there's a guy that some people have been talking about named Stu, Robert Stu Williamson. He just turned 100 years old and wanted to spend it doing something he loves. So he went to skydive Snohomish and jumped from 14,000 feet up.
Wow, that's a real high jump, 14,000 feet. I jumped from 14,000 feet my first, all by myself. I didn't have no tandem, no nothing. Took the course and everything. And I thought, I felt this way when I got out of the class. Well, you jump out of the plane, 1, 2, 3, pull. 71 seconds of free fall from 14,000 feet.
Well, he said that he recommends it to everybody who's 99 years old. The company said...
I bet they don't even recommend it to everybody who's 99 years old.
I wouldn't imagine so.
The company said that they will give him his next one free, that he is just a real good sport.
Nice bet on your part, Snohomish Skydive. Yeah, come back in 7 months and we'll jump again free of charge.
They said normally the age is between 18 and 50. He's the oldest one to ever jump with Skydive Snohomish.
Oh,
That's
there
cute.
you go. That's adorable.
It's cute.
I don't care.
In Alaska, one of the best headlines I've seen in a while. Police. Man bites cab driver, hits him with bolt cutters, and flees into peanut farm.
That is a great headline. Long headline, but great headline.
Yeah.
37 years old, an Anchorage man was charged with assault after he bit the cab driver, attacked him with bolt cutters, and then fled to a peanut farm.
Sure. I didn't know peanuts grew in Alaska.
Yeah, everything up until Peanut Farm sounded totally Alaska to me. Like, that's just how Anchorage is.
Bolt cutters, hit a guy in the head, run off, do this, but then peanuts?
It's a place called the Peanut Farm. I don't know if they sell peanuts.
It's a bar. It's a bar
it's a
called
bar.
the Peanut Farm.
Well, they were able to get K-9 units in to track him down. He was arrested. Put up a big fight, too. Things did not end well for him, but he is presently behind bars.
I think they're trigger happy in Alaska.
Yeah.
I have no reason to think that. Nobody told me that. But I would not fool around with a cop or anybody else up there. They're constantly prepared to shoot a moose.
Yeah.
There's a TV show about cops up in Anchorage, isn't there?
Yeah. I don't know if it's Anchorage or just Alaska, but yeah,
Right.
there is.
I wouldn't mess with them. An Ohio man called in a bomb threat to the airport because he was running late for his flight.
Yeah.
That'll slow the planes down.
It does.
It's also going to slow his life down. 4 months in prison. He was just sentenced.
Totally seems fair. You know, he didn't hurt anybody, didn't do anything, but come on, you ever been waiting for a plane and then they say, oh, I'm sorry, we're going to be here like 3 more days on the tarmac and we got to turn the air conditioners off.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out they had to cancel the flight altogether while they investigated the bomb threat, put everybody on other planes, and then he realized, yeah, this was pretty stupid. They tracked him down very easily. 4 months in jail, $7,700 in restitution.
That seems like you got off cheap.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder
all those people.
I wonder if all those people are going to sue you now.
They might.
I missed a super important thing, man. My mom needed a liver transplant, whatever.
Yeah.
If you
By the way, I would not give my mother a liver.
No?
No.
You'll have to give her a portion.
She's 100 years old. What's she going to do with my liver?
She probably wouldn't want yours.
No, nobody wants my liver. I don't even want my liver.
Chances are you have seen rats. If you have visited a big city in America, chances are you have seen a rat. If you're on social media, chances are you saw Pizza Rat, who was a very famous rat in New York City, who was seen dragging a slice of pizza into the subway station. Well, a new study has found what cities in America have the most rats.
Oh, okay.
I think you'll be surprised at who's at number 1.
Really? So if I just throw out New York City.
You'd be wrong.
Wow.
Seattle's usually up there. Are we number 1 now?
We are usually up there, and thankfully, no. Chicago, the rattiest city.
I used to hunt them in New York. It was really fun.
Yeah?
Oh.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Well, I had, believe it or not, a little backyard in Manhattan proper, in the
Wow.
village, about 20 feet by 20 feet across. But I shared a common wall with a Chinese restaurant, and I had a rat that just loved him some egg foo young, or whatever he was into, and I would sit out there with my BB gun, and I would hunt him. And I never once got him.
Oh, you never got him?
Never got him.
The one that got away.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to marry him.
Imagine how big he is now, though. Just
he's
all these
enormous.
years eating egg foo young.
When I was in New York, we used to take stairs up because I lived on the second floor of my apartment, and there was an elevator. But why would you ever take the elevator when I live on the second floor? And I round the staircase to get up the stairs, and I went, and there was a rat, and that rat went,
Everybody
made
went,
an
huh?
audible gasp, and it was pregnant, and it was trying to get up the stairs, and it was real fat and pregnant, and was having a hard time running away from me.
So did you help it?
No, I didn't help it. I got in the elevator.
What a terrible person.
Well, you just started this story with why would you ever take the elevator, and now you know.
I had to. I took the elevator for like a week after that because I was afraid of the pregnant rat, and where did all those babies go?
Oh, you could have delivered the little rat baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's not quite the same thing, but it's awesome.
You get your tiny little pot of boiling water and tiny towels. Like washcloths, really.
Yeah, I think if you deliver a rat, you get to go to Disneyland free. I don't
think
know
so,
why I
yeah.
think that, but I do.
Tori, how are your rats doing?
They're doing good. They're alive.
Well, that is good.
More than she can say for her other 50 pets.
Right.
So at number 2, most ratty city, Boston, New York, and Washington, D.C.
Yeah, all makes perfect sense.
Yep. So thankfully, Seattle's not in the top 5. We're probably number 6.
Probably.
We have a lot of rats. And a group of grocery store employees in Alabama went above and beyond to help rescue a young customer's stuffed bunny. Poor little Madison, age 3, was shopping with her mom.
Great name. I'll admit that. Madison is a wonderful name.
Yeah.
She was shopping at the Publix store, and there was a thunderstorm. Well, they were trying to rush from the grocery store to their car, and when they got home, they realized Bunny was missing.
Not Bunny.
Bunny was a present from her grandfather and something she'd had her entire life. Loved Bunny. So they go back to Publix, hoping to find Bunny. Nobody saw Bunny.
How old is this kid?
3.
Okay.
They post to social media. Nobody can find Bunny. Well, the manager saw the post and offered to sift through the security footage to see if he could find Bunny. Turns out Bunny was spotted, thrown in the trash, sent to a landfill.
No.
3 employees and the manager went to the landfill, put on a hazmat type of suit, went through the landfill, found Bunny, washed it a handful of times, and brought it back to her. And now they're reunited and happy.
Oh, that's so sweet. You know what is also sweet?
What?
Going to Amazon and getting the same damn
Same
stuffed
damn
rabbit.
bunny. You
Next
wanna
day delivery.
Rub some stink on it so you can
Right.
fool her.
Come on.
This is a stupid story.
The parents aren't.
Nice.
The parents aren't going to let this kid have this filthy animal back, are they?
Yes, they are.
All of this has been on national news on TV, and you can see her hugging Bunny.
And she's going to put it in her mouth. Kids put everything,
in their mouths.
Do you think that you believe that they really watched it?
I mean, even washing it is not enough.
These guys went to that far. They put on hazmat suits. I'm sure they'd go the extra mile, but I think this is the time to teach little Madison. Madison, there's some ups and downs to life, some trials and tribulations. Your bunny's dead. It had cancer, so we killed it.
She's got to learn about loss.
Yeah.
It happens.
With you two Grinches.
Although I say that, but Jellybean has a favorite stuffed animal that we've purchased 9 times, so I can't really say it's time for them to learn about loss because she's 7 and we haven't taught her yet.
I say that, but I've bought about 9 unicorn things for his daughter Jellybean,
Right.
so I'm in the mix too.
Yeah.
Does she know that they're replacements?
At one point, she opened up the wrong closet and found 3 of the previous ones, and they've also twice changed colors because they stopped stocking that it's a stuffed seahorse, and they stopped making the blue one, so now it's pink.
Yeah, it just happened in the wash.
Yeah.
Sad story in the news. A 19-year-old American tourist visiting Australia plunged to his death from a cliff while taking a selfie.
That'll happen.
He was on a popular whale-watching cliff top called Cape Solander, which is south of Sydney. He slipped, fell 30 feet to his demise.
What's important here, Paul?
If you got the shot or not, you got to have. If it's not on Instagram, it didn't happen.
You know, can't you just look at it with your eyes?
No.
You need the selfie.
You need the selfie.
Backwards on top of a cliff.
Yeah.
What's important is that people know that you were there.
Mm-hmm.
And that you have a better life than they have.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is the purpose of social media, right?
Yeah.
Record-setting motorcycle rider won the booby prize when he was sentenced to jail.
I got to start riding motorcycles. I didn't know they were giving out those kind of prizes.
Well, he's going to jail. You don't know that you want the booby prize.
Well, he thought it would be great to post on social media how amazing his vehicle is. Motorcycle. He shot video of himself going 189 miles per hour.
Okay, that's very fast. For example, we were just talking about skydiving.
Yep.
About 120.
Yeah.
When you jump out of a plane. So this guy would have to slow down by 60 miles an hour to be skydiving.
Yeah, this dude, 189 miles per hour, filmed himself. Of course, he had to run some red lights. He went on the wrong side of the road, filming it all, posting it to social media. Where the police saw it, he has been sentenced to 21 months behind bars.
Wow. Does that seem excessive to anybody but me? He didn't hurt anybody.
It's pretty reckless, though.
It's very reckless, but I would go with a $5,000 fine. So listen to who you're talking to. I want the little girl's bunny rabbit set on fire because it bugs me, but I want the motorcycle rider to go to jail for less time.
Yeah.
I have a really wonderful story in the news, which I'm sure you guys will all over.
All right.
All right. I feel a dare coming on.
Scotland. Let me get there, Paul.
No, I'm already in on Scotland.
The Scottish Golden Retriever Club gathered golden retrievers together to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the breed. The footage of this is amazing. 361 golden retrievers, all in the lawn of a house in Inverness, because that's where the dude who created the breed used to live. Lord Tweedmouth created...
Sorry.
He created the golden retriever to help him with some hunting. So they got a whole bunch of them together. It's like this whole lawn full of golden retrievers.
What do you mean he created it?
Yeah, like he's in a lab somewhere. He's an evil scientist creating a dog breed.
It's a Tweed Water Spaniel that he bred with a wavy-coated retriever to create the golden retriever.
So basically, he had a couple dogs have sex.
Yeah.
But he chose the dogs purposely to breed what is now the golden retriever.
This guy's big claim to fame is he left the gate open.
And a Michigan village has inaugurated its 4th mayor to office. A local cat named Sweet Tart is now the mayor.
You knew we were going to do it. You just didn't know which story. That's the one right there.
Well, you kind of poo-pooed on both of these stories.
Yeah.
Well, that's the sound it makes.
Sweet Tart did have opponents: 13 dogs, a peacock, a goat, a chicken, and another cat.
Wait, did no people run for office?
No
Nope.
people?
Sorry,
Nope.
office.
Nope. And everybody's on the council, the village council, all those animals I just mentioned. So it's all.
It's
Do
actually,
people live
it's
in the-
actually a council, and there's a cow that sits in there.
Do people live in the village?
They do. And all of the people who run the village for more than a decade have been animals.
Why?
Hey, that's really stupid.
Why not?
Did some Scottish guy breed them?
This
What
is
the hell's
Michigan.
happening here?
Yeah, the village of Omena.
No.
No.
No. just
I'm
no.
against it.
Some of the platform running was, I was homeschooled and I graduated first in my class.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But what happens when there's actual decisions need to be made in this village?
Well, what are you saying? The cats can't make decisions?
Yes, Sarah.
that's exactly
he
what we're
said.
saying.
Yes.
I'm guessing the village of Omena doesn't have a lot of big decisions to make.
Who the hell do you think the village idiot is in a village that has a cat as mayor?
A Virginia man discovered an uninvited python inside his toilet bowl.
No, man. And there they are, too.
And thankfully, it was an escaped serpent that was reunited with its owner. James Hooper went into the bathroom. Went in there for a reason, but thankfully looked first and saw the ball python.
I usually look after.
He said, we've had snakes in the yard, but not in the toilet.
Yeah, a ball python. They're big, too.
I wouldn't want to find out.
No.
To be honest.
Especially when you're dangling there like bait.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They were able to look on social media, found that the snake had indeed escaped from someone's house nearby, and they were reunited. And it feels so good. Friday, something pretty amazing is happening to the skies. The longest total lunar eclipse of the century. It will transform the moon into a reddish-orange color for more than 100 minutes.
Wow, really?
Yes.
I was going to say, but then I changed my mind.
It's pretty cool, right?
Pretty cool.
Well, that's the good news.
Oh.
The bad news is the best place to see this reddish-orange moon for 120 minutes, the Middle East, South or Eastern Africa, Asia, and India.
Well, no, then.
You'd have to go on vacation.
I enjoyed it when we sent all of our crazy people down to Oregon to look at eclipses and stuff. That was fun.
Well, this is going to be a blood moon. They say in the United States, you'll be able to see something, and that starts at 10:15 in the morning and goes till 1 in the afternoon.
I wonder what is more rare, this kind of eclipse or actually seeing Kim Carnes anywhere. Has anybody seen Kim Carnes?
That would be a great joke if this was Kim Carnes.
This is not Kim Carnes?
No,
Who is
Bonnie Tyler.
Right.
No, Bonnie
No.
Tyler.
Who the hell's Kim Carnes then? Doesn't she sing some? Oh, no.
Betty Davis Eyes.
She's the Betty Davis Eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just assume I said the right thing and laugh hysterically. There you go. I'm glad that worked out for me.
Is this the part where Sarah tells us this is so rare, we only see it once every 35 lifetimes, and then 3 weeks from now she tells us about the same thing happening to the moon, and that we only ever see that every 35 lifetimes?
I'm with him.
This is the longest one of the century, you
We
guys.
all say it's the longest one. It almost never really is.
Also making news, goldfish crackers. They are being recalled. Do not eat your goldfish crackers, whatever they're called.
Yesterday you took my Ritz, now you're taking
Yep.
my goldfish?
Same
am.
problem, I think.
Really?
The whey powder.
Salmonella in both of them. It is not whey powder. It's actual salmonella. Like
It's
sometimes,
in the, well, somebody said it's in the whey powder. That's how it's getting in.
some of the people, with the recalls, there's like some peanut dust or something in there. No, they said this is salmonella. So it's the sour cream and onion, the whole grain, the cheddar and pretzel, the flavor blasted cheddar. They said it could be the company that makes whey powder. It could be the seasoning. It's salmonella, and that's what matters. Don't eat your goldfish, Paul.
I think I packed some for Jelly Beans at dance camp. I think she's got a little bag. She'll be fine,
She'll
right?
be fine.
She'll be fine.
News brought to you by Car Pros Renting Kia. We've got a lot of show left to come. Music news, entertainment, and sports all next. There's a very unusual story circulating about David Bowie yesterday. Turns out David Bowie, back in the way olden days, before he was even David Bowie, recorded something called I Never Dreamed. He was 16 years old. He was David Jones, and his band was called the Conrads. Well, they did a couple of demos, sent him out to record people hoping to get a deal, and nothing happened from it. And then it sort of vanished. Well, the drummer for the band, the Conrads, said, I just found the
No
demo
way. Awesome.
in a bread basket.
Of course it's going to be in a bread basket or something bigger.
He said that there was just this bread basket full of stuff that somebody had filed away, packed away somewhere, and he was going through things and found in the bread basket the old David Bowie and this band demo. It is going up for auction. Along with this I Never Dreamed recording, there'll be letters, bills, booking forms, photographs, and some promo sketches from the band's tenure.
What kind of bills does a 16-year-old have?
I guess bills meaning printing. You know, they printed up posters for their gig. Anything you might have gotten charged for as a band, it all went into one basket.
Sure, yeah.
And it stayed intact. September 11th, it's going up for auction, looking at about $13,000.
To get David Bowie's recording with the band when he was 16?
Yep.
Kind of worth it, I think.
Yeah, maybe even a deal.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty neat to own.
Well, it'd be pretty neat to copy and sell.
Right, exactly.
Looks like actress Jennifer Connelly will be the co-star alongside Tom Cruise in Top Gun Maverick. You know Jennifer Connelly is the beautiful actress from A Beautiful Mind, Labyrinth, Requiem for a Dream, Dark Water, Only the Brave. She's done a ton of movies, dark black hair, strong eyebrows, and blue eyes. But she was the kid in Labyrinth, the young girl.
Yeah, I'm having a problem placing her.
Did you see Requiem for a Dream?
I don't know.
Don't watch it if you haven't, because it'll scar you for
Oh,
life.
is that the one where everybody's high as a kite and
Yes.
strung out and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I want to watch my own
Jared
movies,
Leto.
I'll watch my own movies.
Beautiful Mind, she was the wife of Russell Crowe.
Right.
So she will be starring alongside Tom Cruise, playing a single mother who runs a bar near the Navy base where Maverick works.
Oh.
And people are excited about this. You know, we're finding out Miles Teller
I'm excited.
is playing Goose's kid. We've got Val Kilmer back.
Val Kilmer. He can't fit in his flight suit.
Tori, when you saw him about a year or two ago, was he fit or?
He's actually really, really skinny.
He's
he
really,
can't
really
eat.
skinny?
Yep, like anorexic skinny.
Why can't he eat?
Well, because he can't. I think
Oh, yeah,
he can't
throat
swallow.
cancer.
Yeah.
No, I heard that's not true.
No.
But he couldn't speak either, right?
He could kind of speak, kind of mumble and spit.
So yeah, he couldn't speak.
Man, tell him not to do that.
Oh God.
Stormy Daniels' husband has filed for divorce.
Okay, did anybody else know she was married? I didn't know she was married.
I had no idea.
Well, they also have a kid. Maybe you didn't know that part either.
I knew she had a kid because she talked about that she thought people were threatening her and her kid.
Well, when she was arrested, on her arrest record, it said not married. And that's when they did some digging to find that they are getting divorced.
Right.
So there's some sort of drama going on between the two, which
it's funny because I want to say, who cares about this woman? She's kind of disgusting. And then the other side of this, I want to see how this folds out bad.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to come out of it a big winner.
Well, she's already not. I mean, none of the battle is going in her direction. You're fighting a pretty powerful person at this point in time.
Well, somebody gave you $130,000 right out of the bat, so somebody is ready to admit defeat.
Yeah.
I just think the president is going to bury her somewhere.
Like literally?
Figuratively?
Maybe. I don't know. I miss those days, though, when a president could have you whacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good. Or
But
you know what
not
I really
this
liked?
one, though.
No, I don't like this. But I really liked it when they could, you could give me a fender bender and then not be polite afterwards, and I'd go, yeah, check your taxes later, and have you audited and stuff.
Yeah, right.
See, that seems. Why be the president if you can't have sex with a crazy chick and audit Paul.
I agree.
Thank you.
And I'm Paul, which is
Right.
weird for me to agree to
But
that.
you get the point. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at sports.
Sports
Brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. The Mariners resume action tonight after a day off yesterday, playing the San Francisco Giants. Safeco Field, first pitch, 7:10. James Paxton and Andrew Suarez on the mound for San Francisco. If you are headed to the ballpark, you want to make sure to get down there early to go hang out with Derek and Tori, and of course, drink some Tito's handmade vodka. 5 till 7, Derek and Tori will be on the patio at Henry's First Avenue Tavern. So all sorts of deliciousness from Tito's handmade vodka and Derek and Tori, for that matter.
This radio station has done tons of stuff with Henry's, and it's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I've got some bad news for you, Danny.
All right.
About your favorite quarterback turned ball player.
Tebow!
Yesterday,
I was a little late on the draw there.
Yesterday, I told you that Tim Tebow had suffered a hand injury while playing for AAA baseball for the Mets organization.
You did tell me that.
Broken hamate bone.
Oh.
Will likely miss the remainder of the season.
Now he's not going to be able to be an NFL quarterback ever again.
I still root for all these guys. Him and what's his face?
Manziel.
Yeah,
Johnny Manziel.
I root for these guys to all of a sudden get great again.
Tomorrow, the San Jose Earthquakes come to town to play the Seattle Sounders. Match time is 7:30. And the Storm visit the Indiana Fever. 4 o'clock start time for them.
Go Tips.
And Dallas Mavericks have signed Dirk Nowitzki for a 21st season. The only team he's ever played for. 1-year deal, $5 million.
Pretty cool.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
I just watched Celebrity Family Feud, and it was him and Charles Barkley and a bunch of other basketball people. He was double their size. You forget till you see him with another basketball player just how big Shaquille O'Neal is.
Oh, Shaq's huge.
And you forget how incredibly inconvenient that is to be that height.
It's got to be tough.
I just saw one of his cars go up at auction. He had both front seats removed.
Yeah.
He drives from literally the back seat, not like backseat driver, literally the back seat.
There's so many bloopers of him from basketball broadcasts because he's always tripping on stuff and falling down, smacking his head on lighting and stuff.
Well, on Sunday, Discovery Channel's Shark Week kicked off with Shaquille O'Neal as the official host for the week, and he got into the water with sharks for the first time in his life. He teamed up with funny man Rob Riggle in a custom-built cage, 12 feet tall, 6 feet wide.
Oh, that's right. Of course it's got to be custom made. Regular shark cages are built for people.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, apparently things did not go that well, and he was terrified, and they said he finally did get into the cage, and that it's supposed to be a hilarious episode. And Shark Week is happening every night at 8 this week on Discovery, so if you missed Shaquille O'Neal freaking out with sharks,
Love me some Shark Week.
you can watch it now.
What a baby. You're in a cage.
Right.
So if you, Danny, were dropped into, say, the Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah.
In a cage
Where
with
I have been dropped.
actual sharks, you weren't nervous at all, as opposed to an aquarium where it's regulated. You're in nature.
Well, I was never really had sharks except for nurse sharks, and nobody's afraid of nurse sharks.
Right.
I don't think I've ever had really dangerous sharks within my line of sight out in the free. I've only been in either shark cages or in the aquarium. So
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd react, but they're scary. I mean, if you're asking me, am I afraid of sharks? Yeah.
Yeah.
And 12-time Olympic medalist.
But I'll fight one right now. I feel better.
After you're done with the Bobcat.
Yeah.
12-time Olympic medalist Ryan Lochte has been given a 14-month ban for a doping violation. He wasn't using a banned substance. However, he did receive an IV, which is not allowed by the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency.
So it doesn't matter what was in that bag. The
Nope.
fact that he was receiving it by IV.
Yep.
Wow, I had no idea.
And not from a doctor, right? It was just
Yes.
he'd administered himself or a trainer or somebody.
He didn't administer himself, did he?
The only way you can do it is if you are hospitalized.
Yeah, okay.
So you can't say, I'm really tired. I'm just really tired. I need some liquids, y'all. That was my Ryan
No,
Lochte.
I got it. It was awesome.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-OA. That's 1-800-DUI-OA.
You know who'd get right in a shark cage and then swim out so he could talk to the sharks mano a mano?
Who's that?
That'd be my friend Steve Slayton. He
Oh.
can fight a shark any day of the week. And when he's done fighting that shark, he's going to play you a bunch of classic rock. So we should get out of his way. Bye.